Happy New Year. It's Chip and Ashley here with another episode of While You Were Working Live.
As always, we're here to share some insights, trends, and news that are happening every week, especially while you're doing your day job.
That's right. You'll want to stay with us for the next 5 minutes because we're going to discuss some articles that we found this week that are going to help all of us stay technologically smarter. The first thing we found was how you can optimize for voice search. We're going to talk about some exponential tech trends that you want to know about and should expect in 2018. We're going to talk about 4 design trends that you probably want to know about. And we're also going to talk about a brand who's really bucking the system and getting some pretty remarkable results.
That's right. According to sales data, everyone wanted a sales assistant this holiday season.
Yeah.
The number one product actually that Amazon sold was the Echo Dot. Which I actually got one for Christmas, so I can attest to that. Yep. With so much more availability, marketers have a new opportunity.
That's right. There's some very old data out there that says 20% of mobile search queries are actually voice activated. So Content Marketing Institute and Moz put out an article this week that really helps marketers decide if we are actually ready with our content to take on this voice revolution.
Okay, so what were some suggestions that you saw that our viewers might find helpful?
Yeah, great question. There were a few things that stood out. The first one is that there are many different platforms and voice assistants, and they're all built upon different platforms.
Right.
So there's not one SEO strategy that you'll want to take with that. One of the things, it's one of the reasons why when you actually ask your machine different things, you ask the same question, you'll get 3 different answers.
Right.
That's why. Now, one of the things that they really were talking about was that in Google's particular system, they're looking for the snippets. If you get into the snippets and that rises to the top of the search page, that's what you're going for. So if you can answer the what's and the how questions, you have a really good chance of getting your way up into the Google platform. Another thing, just because as much as those systems are very different, they're actually made for different things. So that's a really key insight. If you're looking for transactions, Alexa's your girl. But if you're just looking for that sheer assistance, Google's probably where you want to focus.
That's great. And there were a lot of great tips and tricks in this article. Our viewers would probably be interested to know that also voice searchers are interested in FAQ pages, so that might be another area that you want to look into. And voice search is just one of the exponential areas of change, though.
That's absolutely true. MIT Technology Review put out an article. It is very lengthy. It is very brainy. It's not like your normal article. But it had 18 exponential trends that you'll want to know about in 2018.
Yes.
And so, Bill Gates is actually famous for saying, we overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year, and we underestimate what's possible in 10. And this futurist that wrote this particular article would definitely agree with Bill, and he would say, we overestimate what's possible with these trends in 1 year, but we really underestimate the power they have long term.
Right. Yeah, this article covered a lot. Everything from politics to economy to global warming to, of course, the technology that marketers use every single day.
It did. This is really not your typical marketing article, but I think that's what you guys are going to really like. There's so many really cool insights in here that you'll probably want to know. For example, AI is going to be a major investment for the larger firms.
Yep.
AI and blockchain can combine to facilitate that machine-to-machine interactions.
Okay.
It tells us that the healthcare industry is actually the sector that's most ripe for continued innovation. And one of my favorite insights was that the 2018 midterm elections are coming up, and we should expect that that's going to have a real big bearing and lots of changes in our social media technology.
Oh, yes. But on the more digestible side, Marketing Crofts put out an article about the 4 design trends that you will want to pay attention to in 2018. Organic, the movement, the complexity, and mobile-first kind of trends. All of these are not foreign to marketers. We've seen these before. Now they're just manifesting themselves into these design trends for 2018. I really love seeing how brands evolve and use some of these over time and change their branding using some of these. But I think that these trends will really throw designers for a loop as they are taking a drastic change away from some of the simplistic and flat design we've seen in the last few years.
You know, I'm always interested in those ebbs and flows and the cycles as well. You know, what's not working right now will work eventually, or if you just give it a little more time, it'll work again. That article also talked about the GIF and how it's its 30-year birthday, and all of a sudden, you know, the GIF is super popular with the movement and all of those kinds of things, which is really pretty interesting and pretty cool. That speaking of like that standing out though, and that kind of finding a way to be remarkable, SoulCycle, which is a brand you guys are probably all very familiar with, came out with a campaign this New Year's called #ScrewResolutions.
Love this one.
And you know, you would expect that a fitness company like this would be talking about the new year, the new you, and get in there and do all these kinds of things. This campaign is anything but that. And for that very reason, I think they're going to stick out.
I think so too. I think they'll sell just a few more of their $40 classes to people.
No doubt.
With that comes our challenge of the week, Rogue Nation.
You know, as marketers, we have to be really smart about these technologies. And so we need to understand the language, we need to understand the capabilities, we need to understand the limitations, and we even need to understand what our best use cases of each of these technologies is. So our challenge this week is that you go to our blog, that you download these articles, that you digest them, and that you take some of the practical tips with you to your meetings this week.
Yep. That's it for us this week. Thank you for joining us. If you ever have anything that you want us to cover or anything that would be more helpful, please make a comment below and let us know, and we will definitely incorporate that into future episodes. And with that, we will see you guys next week.
That's right. See you next time.